As a team, the Mets made 68 errors, easily the lowest figure in Major League history. And obviously their fielding percentage was the best ever for a single season for a team. Gerald Williams on the first pitch shoots it right back up the middle for a leadoff single. And hit 252 for the year. Williams at first base stole 19 this year. Ball one. Yoshi is 34 years old, 6'2", 210. 13 seasons in Japan, mostly with the Yakult Swallows, later with the Kanetsu Buffaloes. On the bubble in terms of making the team this spring, in the rotation in the postseason. And Boone fouls it out of play.
And Boone is not your typical second place hitter. He struck out over 100 times, and he's a guy that will chase the high fastball.
The first two hitters in the Braves lineup, whomever they have been in various combinations this year, had the lowest combined on-base percentage for slots 1 and 2 of any team in the National League.
There's the splitter. That's the first one he has thrown. The tough thing about the first two hitters in their lineups is not getting on base much. Chipper Jones has suffered, and he only had 110 RBIs, and I say only. There you see the leadoff hitters for the Mets and the Braves. And when you say suffer, that's because he only drove in 110 runs, and you take and look at Ramirez in Cleveland, he drove in 165 runs because his men were always on base.
Williams is running. Piazza's throw is forced, and Williams steals it. The pitch missed, and the count goes to 3-1.
That's an average jump. I'm not so sure it wasn't supposed to be a hit and run, but because you saw Williams look back at the plate to see if the ball was hit. That's a pretty good pitch to throw on. He just doesn't get on top of it. Throws it right into the ground.
So Williams at second with nobody out. And Boone cuts and misses. Yoshi for the year was 12-8. As Joe said, he finished the regular season in strong fashion. But in his division series start at Arizona, he gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers in 5 1/3 against the Diamondbacks. The Mets came back to win and got Yoshi off the hook. Here's his payoff pitch. Slice foul. Yoshi was 0-2 this year against Atlanta, beaten both times by Greg Maddux. For his career, he's 0-4 against the Braves, and his ERA is above 6 against Atlanta.
Well, you can see one good outing and one poor outing. He lost 1-0 after, giving up only 1 run in 7 innings.
Another 3-2 pitch. Fastball, and he got a piece of it. Bobby Cox, who has managed more postseason games than anyone in baseball history. Bobby Valentine in the postseason for the first time in his career after more than 1,700 games managed in the majors. Up the middle, and Ordonez can't get it. Williams being waved home. It's 1-0 Atlanta. And it doesn't get any easier as they have to deal with Chipper Jones and Brian Jordan on deck.
Bob, I think it's important for the Mets to go after Chipper Jones early in this series. You have a 7-game series, so you have time to feel the other team out. You have to go after. If you start running from a hitter in the first inning of a 7-game series, you can really find yourself in a lot of trouble. And who knows if he's swinging the bat as well right now as he was 3 weeks ago. You have to find out right away.
Fastball high. He did cool off a bit in the division series against the Astros. Let's check with Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Bob. Well, Chipper Jones didn't really want to add any more fuel to this fire with the Mets and with the Mets fans and so forth. Refused all interview requests today, is trying to keep a low profile, only wants to speak after the games. He does not want to give them any more bulletin board material. Bob?
He lays off the 1-0 pitch. And Yoshi is behind him 2-0.
And that's the problem that you face sometimes when you try to make perfect pitches to good hitters, and then you fall behind 2-0 or 3-1, and then you have to give them a pitch to hit. But if you're going to pitch to Chipper Jones, that's the spot to pitch to him. Fastball's in tight, but you can't leave the ball out over the plate. If you're going to throw the fastball, it has to be in on the corner or a little bit off the inside corner. He likes the ball out over the plate. And when you can get ahead of him, you can get him to chase pitches down and in with this splitter that Yoshi has.
His 2-1 pitch. Foul back. Here's some evidence as to why Chipper Jones is the likely National League MVP. Among the leaders in several important offensive categories. The 45 home runs, the most in a single season by any switch hitter not named Mickey Mantle. The 2-2. Full count. What do you do with Boone at first? Nobody out. Jordan on deck.
Well, Boone was going on the 1-1 pitch. He had such a big lead. I don't know why he stopped. He had a great jump, and then he stopped. Maybe he felt like he was bothering Chipper down at first base. Well, if you're Yoshi, you've thrown him a lot of fastballs in. You have to either come in with a fastball or throw the splitter.
Boone goes, and now he can slow up. He strolls into second on the walk to Chipper Jones. Boone at second, Jones at first, Jordan to the plate. And Yoshi gets strike one after a brief visit to the mound by the pitching coach, Dave Wallace.
And Bob, when you pitch around Chipper Jones at this point, you're not really doing yourself a favor because Brian Jordan has been the hottest hitter the Braves have in the division series against the Astros. And he actually led the team in runs batted in with 115.
A ball and a strike. Jordan had all 5 RBIs in their big Game 3 extra inning win at the Astrodome. And he punished the Mets this year. 359, 3 homers, 13 RBIs against New York. Key contributors against the Astros with Chipper Jones not doing his usual damage in that series. Jordan skies one to right. Cedeno in for the catch. Too shallow for any advance, although Boone tries to draw a throw. But Yoshi far from out of trouble as he has to deal with Klesko, who hit .297 with 21 home runs. Throw into second with Ordonez sneaking in behind Boone, who gets back.
What did you see, Bruce?
Bobby Valentine managed in Japan in 1995, did not manage Yoshi, and didn't even manage against him. They were in opposite leagues in Japan.
Yep.
But Valentine speaks functional Japanese. He told us he has about a 600-word Japanese vocabulary. And Yoshi, he said, speaks baseball English very well. Any baseball terminology, Yoshi understands. So between his grasp of English and Valentine's grasp of Japanese, no communication barrier. On the inside corner, 1-1 to Klesko. Andrew Jones will be next. Sliced foul and out of play down the left field line.
And that's when Yoshi's at his best. He went inside with a fastball for a strike, and then he moves the fastball out on the outside corner, tailing away from Klesko. Greg Maddux had a 9-pitch first inning, and Yoshi has already thrown 21 pitches here in the bottom of the first.
And his 1-2 pitch is hit in the air to right. Cedeno moving over. Boone tagging at second as Roger makes the catch. Boone advances, runners at the corners with 2 out.
Well, the one thing that Yoshi has been able to do is just get in enough on both Brian Jordan and Ryan Klesko to keep the ball in the ballpark.
So now Yoshi, trying to keep things tidy and leave his team with only a 1-run deficit, has to retire Andrew Jones. Fastball is high.
And we'll have to see what Chipper Jones does at first base. He's a good base runner, good base stealer. If he wants to take off, I think he can at any time.
He couldn't check. A ball and a strike.
Andrew Jones is asking the home plate umpire, Ed Montague, to ask the first base umpire. But you can see he clearly committed on the pitch. And Montague said he didn't need any help on that one.
Moving away from third, Jones from first, and the 1-1 pitch. Grounded to third, and Ventura has it. Across the diamond, low throw, and Olerud scoops it out. The Braves score 1 and leave 2, and after 1, 1-0 Atlanta.